So if there's anything, then you have to just hit OK.
Yeah, that's the
And
message.
so Jan, can you talk about retreat?
Yes, I can. I just I've been texting with Grace. So the spring bead
Well,
retreat.
not yet. I'm going to introduce us in a
Oh, that's
minute.
right. We gotta go live.
Yeah, I got to go live in a minute. I just want to make sure what we're doing.
Yep,
And
yep, I'm set.
so,
I'm
all right.
gonna take myself off and go onto Facebook. So love you, Vicky. Oh, guys, just to let you know, last night Bijou Bead Store at Bijou Bead Store, her grandmother, Stephanie's grandmother and Monica's mother passed away.
Oh
Oh,
no.
sorry.
Yeah, so just to let you know. Anyway, much love. I will
All right. Sounds super. We'll see ya on
mhm.
the other side. All right. So live stream on Facebook.
Oh no.
All right. All right. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited. We should be live on Facebook. Hi, everybody. I'm Rochelle J. Welcome to Upper Midwest Bead Society. Let's be live. I am so excited that you all could join us today. Let's have our first announcement by our president, Jan Carlson. I'm going to spotlight you, Jan.
Okay, so our spring bead retreat is coming up March 19th through the 23rd. It's held at Camp Wapagossett near Amory, Wisconsin, just a little more than an hour from the Twin Cities. So, and you can come any one of the days or multiple days, whatever fits your schedule. We have about 15 people registered so far. We have 32 beds, so get your registrations in soon. We hate to turn anybody away. It's always fun. There will be some classes. You'll meet some new friends, new beaters. It's really a fun time. If you haven't been to one, you need
So
to.
how do people sign up, Jan?
15 so far.
Well, who do they sign up?
It's all on our, sorry, it's on the bead retreat page of our, of the UMBS website. So umbs.org and go to the bead retreat page. The registration form is there. And Grace will take care of you.
Super
Uh,
duper.
so
And that's
yeah, that's great fun.
Wednesday.
So I have one other thing too. We just got a notification. Glass Garden Beads in Faribault has a new owner as of March 1st,
Yay!
Candace Ballstadt. She's going to expand the shop. Don't know how yet, but she's going to call it Glass Garden Beads Collective. So that will be fun. We definitely want to support our local bead stores because they seem to disappear on us. So maybe we can work up a trip down there after she gets the store open. And that's it for me.
That would be super fun. And so thank you so much. So check out Glass Garden Beads. Her link is also will be on our website, umbs.org. And so let's get me all right, so now we also have upcoming for all of those people who are members. It's so easy to become a member. It's only $35 a year, and information about that is on the membership page on umbs.org. And our new monthly meeting, which is Mondays, the first Monday of every month. So it's March 3rd at 6:30 p.m. And we're Zooming this meeting to everyone. And it's Betty Steffens. And it's all about her amazing beaded collars and how those wonderful beaded sculptures are made. She is just so amazing. She's done so many wonderful things, and from one end of the beaded spectrum to the other. So if you're a member, it's only $35 a year. You still have time to become a member, and those Monday night meetings are only for members. So join our membership and join more of the fun. But we do have Saturdays, which are open to everyone so that you can explore. Just like today, we have our Zooming with Vicki Hutchinson. We are so excited for our Shrinkets. But our next one is live in person. If you're local in the Twin Cities here, join us on March 8th, and we have Be the Vibes with us in person. And that's Natalia Barker Morrison and Kayla Wenzel. All of you might know them from Lotus Beads at the Mall of America. And we're doing the Tree of Life pendants. And so that'll be an in-person and Zooming event. So we are so excited to have our first in-person meeting of the year, March 8th. Put it on your calendar, and that's free for everyone. So get your friends to join us. And so we are so excited for you to join us in one way or another. And so you can also join the fun. I don't know if you've heard yet, but I am going to Japan with Toho Beads, and I've got a wonderful project that we are going to be doing to help expand our peace ring project. I'm not sure if any of you have also made peace rings with us in the past. The project's been around for 9 years now. We're trying to have world peace with 1 gram of beads at a time. And so I'm trying to create the world's longest peace chain. And so if you create a ring and put your thoughts and prayers of peace into your ring, and then connect all those with all the others who have made them, and connect and make chain after chain, we will then connect the links together and try to have the longest peace chain in the world. And so different groups from around the world, I'm trying to encourage you all to help me make peace chains. And then on the day of peace, August 6th in 2026, we can then take and connect them all together and have a whole entire mile-long peace chain that'll wrap around the Mall of America, an entire mall loop of it all. And maybe we'll get it longer. You know, one loop is 1 mile. So that's our goal, is 1 mile long of peace chain. So if you want to help, we have our peace ring pattern on our archive pattern. You can then also message us. We'll send it to you once again. And there's a great video of how to make the peace ring on BobbyB.com YouTube channel. Of course, if you need it in Japanese or Ukrainian, we also have that for you too. But so if you want to join the peace party, let us know, and you can get more information from me, and message me or contact us at Lotus Beads of America, at the Mall of America. So we are so excited for our little fun party today. We are going to have a special treat. We have never had this kind of thing on our Let's Be Live before. I don't know if you remember Shrinkets from a kid. We called them Shrinky Dinks, I think, at that time, which is always fun to say, especially if you're a kid, right?
Hello, I'm Rochelle J.
We've taken this to a whole new level for you. And so Vicki is an amazing teacher and has come up with a great way of doing all of this, and to make it art, to make it fashion. And so I'm just going to let her take it all away, and I'm going to go away. This is all Vicki Hutchinson. Yay!
Hi, guys. This is such a fun medium. I actually came across it on Facebook during COVID, and so I went out and got all the supplies. There's a fabulous artist. Her name is Julie Haymaker. She's on Etsy, and you're just going to love her website. So I'm just going to tell you right now, after this is over with, just get your credit card out because you're going to be enamored. She has such fun findings and kits, and I'm going to show you some of that stuff when we get done here. So So I'm going to talk about what was in the kit. And let me see if I can change my camera here. So here's the kit, and it comes with, we're going to talk about the shrink plastic. You got 2 plastic hearts, you got some Prisma pencils, and you've got your pattern, and you got your earring findings. So I want to talk a little bit about the plastic first. So first of all, the plastic, if you notice, it has a real shiny side and it has a rough side. So you're always going to want to color on the rough side. The rough side will take mediums like Prisma pencils, ink, markers, anything, just about anything, I think. I think that the shiny side, you can only use things that will write on glass. So I have never used anything but Prisma pencils, only because I'd never had any other pencils in the house. And that's what Julie recommended. So that's what I've always used. So the plastic you can see is pretty pliable. And I will tell you that I did go to Michael's being impatient and waiting on my order from Julie, which usually only takes about 5 or 6 days. And I bought some plastic from Michael's, but it was extremely thick. It was very, very thick. And I bet it was probably at least 5 times thicker than this. And I'm like, I'm not so sure how that's going to play out. So I ended up returning it. So I only buy my plastic from Julie. It comes in any color you can think of. You can buy it in sheets or you can buy pre-cut shapes. And I'm not sure if you're familiar with Marcia DeCoster, but she actually teamed up with Julie and came up with Marcia's own shape that you can make, which is really cool. So you can get pre-cut shapes, you can get sheets of plastic. I will tell you that if you decide to get the pre-cut plastic sheets, you are going to need a couple tools. So you're going to need these heavy-duty scissors. So you might already have some in your tool belt, and then you're going to need a heavy duty pair of hole punchers. I tried using my hole punch out of my stationery kit, and it actually marred the plastic. So you might want to just go ahead and purchase those tools if you're going to play around with your own shapes and things. Now, this plastic will actually shrink 50%, about 50%. So if you can see, this is what it comes out to be, and this is how big our shape is.
Oh,
So it does shrink quite a bit. Now, I'm not going to shrink in an oven today. I'm going to show you another way, but you have the option of shrinking in your oven, 350-degree oven, cookie sheet lined with foil. And you want to have a couple cutting boards set aside so when they're done, you can flip them out and flatten them out, make sure they're really good and flat. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to start coloring. So I don't know about you, but before this came out, I had not been coloring in a very long time. So just want to go over a few techniques. So when you get your pencil, you're going to want to burnish the edge there. And then you might want to just practice a little bit, because maybe you haven't been coloring in a very long time. So if you want a darker shade, you're not going to press harder with your pencil. You're just going to keep going over it and applying more pigment. So normally you don't use the black on anything but outlining and, like some dots or something like that, because the colors do greatly intensify when you shrink them. So, and because they shrink so much, if you were to make a mistake, it's not going to be very noticeable because they shrink so much. So I'm just kind of getting in my groove, doing a little bit of shading. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my Shrinkit, make sure that the rough side is up. I'm going to grab my template. I'm going to lay my Shrinkit or my plastic right over the design, just kind of line it up. It's a little bit, the template is a little bit littler than what we're going to do, but that's okay. So we're not going to outline this heart. That heart shape, we're not going to outline that. What we're going to do is we're just going to outline the design, except We do not want to do this little hole because that represents where you would punch your paper or your plastic. And we're not going to do these little grassy lines in black because we're going to do those in another color. So we're just going to start outlining our shape. And I do have this black piece of construction paper, and I'll show you what we're going to use that for in a few minutes. And there we go. That's pretty easy. So what we're going to do, if I remember right, we're going to do, or take our white pencil. We're going to color in this middle piece. We're going to take our cream pencil and we're going to color in the leaves. Color this circle white. We're going to do our wispies in white. What I like to do is I like to take my piece and put it on this black piece of paper, construction paper, and then I can see where maybe I didn't get all the way to the edge of my design, and I can see where maybe I need some more pigment so it's more even. The construction paper just really helps you to see what you're doing here. Fill in my white a little bit more. Okay, make this one a little bit longer. I'm going to take my black pencil and I can see from my template that I want to put some dots and some straight lines. You could pick this up and put it back on your template if you wanted, or you could just freeform it.
Oh, we'll see him. I got that Zoom going on right now, but I will. Thank you.
Oh, that already looks really pretty.
Yeah, and just for fun, I think I'm going to put in some cream dots in the background. Just cause I want to. And there we have our piece. It's pretty easy. So I know that Jan has a kit and she's going to shrink hers in the oven. Now what happens, I'm going to show you how I do this with a heat gun first. But Jan, when you put yours in the oven, it's going to take about anywhere from 40 to 55 seconds or so for them to shrink. And what you're going to do is you're going to place them pigment down on the foil.
Okay.
And then what's going to happen is they're going to do this. They are just going to writhe and roll around, and you're going to be, oh no, what's going on?
Oh, that's scary.
And the minute they stop moving on their own accord, then you can pull them out, pitch them onto your cutting board, and then you can take something else on top of them and press them down just to make sure they're nice and flat. Now, so this is actually a little box, bought it at the Dollar Tree, nothing major. And this is what I'm going to shrink in using a heat gun. And I will say, if you can see my box, it has an imprint in it. Do not use that to flatten your piece, because if you do, it will have raised edges on it. So just don't use that part. So we're going to go ahead and shrink this one, and then I'll color the other one. So here we go. And it's magic. You're going to love it.
Oh, oh my.
There we go. So
So
much
You
fun.
make that look so easy.
It is very easy.
wow.
And so if you noticed on the picture in the kit, you can see that there's a little bit of glitter on here. And so what you do is you can take it outside and you can spray it with a little glitter shimmer opulent opal is what I've used. I just sprayed on there. I take a Sharpie. It could be any color. I just happen to have silver. And just to give it a little more finished look, I'm just going to edge it with my marker. You can use any color. You can use your black, green, red, put stripes on here, just anything you want to do. And there we go. We're ready to put the findings on. So I'm going to go ahead and start coloring. I actually have one already done. How's your coloring coming, Jan?
Well, I think I'm almost there. Let's see. What did you do? You put some extra marks around the outside that were kind of interesting.
I did the cream dots.
Ah,
Just because I felt like it.
Well, the dots really help just give it some extra fun, flair, dimension, and kind of look, I don't know.
Yeah.
They look cool. I like them. Or they look like stitching, you know, from the embroidery stitching, or I don't know. I like them.
And I actually did these in 2 different shades of pink. And I was going to teach it at Bijou for Valentine's Day. And all the hearts were different designs. But yeah, they just got really busy and really distracted with some stuff, personal stuff going on. So we couldn't make that happen, but maybe next year we could make that happen. So let me shrink this one for you. Just because it's fun watching it.
Well, I don't think hearts have to be for Valentine's Day. Maybe we can reschedule for later on this summer. Especially since, you know, since they have nice flowers and stuff on them.
That is so cool how it works with your heat gun.
And the minute it stops moving is when you need to stop heating it. I will tell you that Julie does have this plastic with glitter on it, so it's really pretty. But if you over shrink it, sometimes your hole will close with the plastic that has the glitter on it. So just got to be aware of that. You don't want to heat too much, but
okay.
yeah.
So I have my one done. How many
Okay.
seconds do I want to be in the oven?
You want to put go ahead and color your other one.
Oh,
So you
okay.
have a pair of
Oh, do it at the
earrings.
same time. That makes
Yeah.
sense.
And then when you put them in the oven, just make sure they're separated a little bit because they are gonna do all that. But yeah, it's so fun. And it's not very expensive at all. Where you get into the cost is these pencils. Some of these pencils can be $6 and $7 a piece, or you can get them in a kit. But
But you
like I
can
said,
use them over and over again, right?
oh yeah, yeah. I don't, I have a ton of pencils now, only because I kind of went shrink it crazy in COVID. So I wouldn't go crazy here in the house. But yeah, it's just fun. And I've got some really cool things to show you. So these are the basic flat ones. Julie has some molds that you can purchase so that you can get 3-dimensional shapes. And I'm going to show those to you in a minute once she's, let's see. once she's done coloring her, what to do with my pencil.
Vicki, do you have more kits available for anybody who's watching now and excited from the Facebook post?
I do actually, but I'm just kind of person who's going to let you know up front. I didn't realize this, but it's $14 to ship this via UPS. Now, if anybody wants a kit and wants me to go and find out how much it would be through the mail, I'd be glad to do that. I'm sure it would be more. I'm not sure I trust the mail as much as I trust UPS, but I was just kind of like, what? That's just incredibly
I
expensive
don't
to
know.
me.
I
I
ship
wonder if
through
it
the
would.
mail all the time.
I ship through the mail all the time. Never had an
Vicki,
issue.
you actually shipped it in a box. I wonder if, I think you could ship it in a padded mailer, and that would be cheaper.
I thought about that, and I thought about, I just want your pencils to make sure that they come intact. You know, I will tell you too, I didn't mention this earlier, that I ended up having to get a Prisma pencil sharpener because my regular sharpener just was not cutting it. And I was just afraid that your pencils would not be sharp when you got them. And then you're going to have to wait for a sharpener to come in and yada, yada, yada. So I could try a test run to somebody of a bubble wrap and see what happens.
Well, that ground that I ship a lot by the upper UPS, their ground service now. And so it can go in any size box. Doesn't have to be in a padded envelope, but it's not a, priority mailbox. And so that way it's like ground service through the post office. And on average, I've been shipping like $6 to $8 to anybody around the country. Like I just sent some stuff out west to Oregon,
Oh,
and
wow.
it was $6.45, and there was other stuff in there too that was, like pencil length, but so I don't know, it's just, but that new ground service has really been super.
Well,
Yeah.
I will definitely have to go over and talk to them about that. Because I have the pencils and I was able to get them for a little bit of a discount through an art store here. And not much. I think it was 50 cents a pencil, nothing big, but I don't know. I don't want that. I don't want this.
I love Prismacolor pencils, but I do agree that the sharpener is a great idea. Prismacolors are made up of basically a binder and the pigment, and Prismacolors have a lot of wax in them, which is the reason that they work so nicely in this. Vicki, if I'm getting sort of stepping on your feet, tell me to stop talking.
Please.
But because they have the wax, that makes them really nice for this kind of thing where they can interact with the heat because it melts the wax just slightly enough. So that's the reason that you get that nice finish using the Prismacolors. But because there's so much wax on them, that's the reason that the Prismacolor sharpener is such a great idea. If you use a regular sharpener, a lot of times the tip will just smush basically and not sharpen. And so Prismacolors are my very favorite out of the color pencils, even though they aren't the most expensive out of all of them. I really love them. But I really do recommend, if you get into color pencil, then Shrinkets, go ahead and get that sharpener too.
That's good information. I didn't know much about Prisma pencils, but That's really good information. Thank you, Hannah.
Sure thing. I love watching them curl up and then
I
flatten
do
out.
too. That's what we were just saying too. It's so cool. And then the
Okay,
moment it
I think
lays flat.
I think I'm ready. I've got my two
I never thought of these.
are all colored in.
So what temperature are you using the heat gun on? Is it, or how close? It looks like a couple inches away.
Yeah, it's just about maybe an inch and a half away.
Is mine?
Now, when Jan does this in the oven, is it gonna curl up like that and then flatten out again?
Yep, it
Does-
will.
It would, oh, that's so fun. That's gonna be fun to watch, Jan.
And she has to keep an eye on it. Because like I said, it only takes about 40 to 55 seconds, and they're going to stop moving. And the minute they stop moving, you want to pull them out and throw them on a cutting board, put something heavy on top just to make sure they're completely flat.
So does it matter what it is? Can I use like a plastic cutting board or?
Yeah.
I'll put it, okay, okay, I'm gonna go do that.
Just make sure you put it pastel pencil side down on your cookie sheet.
Right. Oh, thank you for reminding me that. Yes, all right, out we go.
Should you put like parchment paper or anything under between them and the cookie sheet?
It's foil.
Foil, tin foil with the
Yep.
shiny side up.
Yeah, I don't think that matters. I just pulled out my foil and threw it on there, and I didn't pay attention shiny side up or not, but they came out just fine.
Okay,
Foil as opposed to parchment.
probably gets hotter.
I think it's the heat,
Okay,
more even heat.
okay. I didn't know. That's what I was asking.
Yeah. And then you can use your couple jump rings and put it against make your ear wires, and you're good to go. So as soon as Jan gets back, I want to show you some things that I've made over the years with Shrinkets that I absolutely love. I want to show you the molds and things like that as well. But
Well, I'm just amazed at how quickly they work up.
I know.
I mean, it's for all those instant gratification projects that we, spend hours and hours, one bead at a time. Then you add these to those beaded projects and you get your little happy world. Oh my gosh.
I've got a couple more kits. I think I got 3 more kits that I need to put together. I actually put one together yesterday, and it turned out so well. I'm just so pleased with how it turned out. So I'll show you those as soon as Jan gets back. So I don't want her to miss any of the presentation.
And the holes, you punched all those beforehand, that came that way, or
Yep.
so
So
if you're punching your own holes, how much bigger should you make the hole than what it's going to end up to be?
50%.
Okay.
But if you use the hole punch that Julie has on her website, it'll punch it the right size. So you won't
And
have to.
it's kind of like a paper punch hole size, right?
Yes. That's where it went. Sorry, I dropped my hole punch.
Gravity keeps winning. I'm not sure why, but it's just unfair.
That's right.
Okay, I've
Yeah.
got one of those.
Yeah, it's
Oh,
pretty
I
heavy
have one of those
duty.
too.
Yeah.
I have one of-
I have
don't we? I've got just about one of everything too, it seems like.
I have not tried cutting plastic with a regular pair of scissors. I just bought
Oh, I have.
online. So I mean, it might work, but I don't know about that. So
I found that if you have a good sharp pair of scissors, it works.
oh, okay, good.
But don't are those reserved for like your clothing and that, your Fiskars, your
yeah.
sewing? Yeah.
I
okay.
would not use Fiskars and your good
No, I wouldn't
clothing shears
either.
on plastic. I can tell you that my sweetheart has taken my good shears and used them on paper too many times, and I have to get them fixed now.
What about using your metal shears? Probably would be fine and
Yeah,
not do anything.
I have a pair of carpet cutting, which are probably heavier duty than you need, but I bet they'd work really well.
Yeah, I
Like
think
a
they would too.
serrated kitchen scissors.
It's not
you know.
serrated though, it's just sharper than
Yeah.
sharp.
Well, I just hide my good scissors.
There you go. I like
I'm
that.
serious. I've had to over the years. They're just hidden. I'm not gonna, you can't have them. You know, I don't know where they're at, honey.
I love that. I love that. So did yours shrink that fast, Jan?
Well, yeah, except that I don't know what I did, but all I got is
Oh,
a
wait a minute. I'm gonna spotlight you.
all I got is a curlicue out of it.
Oh,
I
you
don't know
didn't
what
leave
I
it
did.
in long enough.
Oh,
You gotta
Could I-
put it back.
could I still
Yeah,
put it back?
yeah, I would.
It didn't shrink that much. Okay, okay.
Oh,
Yeah, you gotta wait until it's gonna curl and riddle around, and you just wait until it stops moving. And then as soon as you pull it out, you throw it on that cutting board and then take
No,
some.
but this is a good learning of, not done yet. And unlike the macaroons, you have a choice. You can put them back in.
I've been
Yeah,
successful
Mhm.
using a heat gun, reheating them, and I have been unsuccessful. So we'll just have to wait and
So,
see.
oh, you can't reheat with the heat gun?
I have been successful doing that,
Okay.
and then I've also at the same time been unsuccessful doing it.
Okay.
So it's just kind of a give and a take. We'll just have to wait and see what happens. And I don't
It's
know
worth a try.
at the time that I was not successful, it was a colored piece of plastic. So I don't know if that impacts it or not, or if it might have been the heat, it could have been outside environment. I don't know.
Have
But
you used other like recycled plastics for anything like this before, or you just don't recommend that kind of thing?
I have not. And just because I am not the shrink plastic expert, I always just go off what Julie has in her site. I've had wonderful success with the plastic I've gotten off of her site. So I hope that works for Jan.
I hope so too. Well, we'll find out in a moment. I'm sure we'll be right back. And until then, what's the biggest thing you've ever shrunk? Or have made that you shrunk? Like, okay. Because if it shrinks 50%, I'm just like, but they'd be so pretty hanging in the window in my kitchen.
They are. Cause
Yeah, you could do a lot with this, a lot.
also it's weather impermeable.
I
so you
was just
can
about
put
to
'em in the
say
garden.
wind chime, like
Well, they don't-
solar chime. They don't make
Yeah.
noise, but they'll catch the light.
And they're
And
pretty
so,
thick, so banging up against something I just don't think is gonna hurt them. They're pretty thick.
right,
There's no way I can break that in half. I mean,
cool.
maybe my husband could, but I can't.
No, that's really cool.
Ooh, pretty.
And then we have a couple statements from people on Facebook. Margot Yee's watching. Hi, Margot. She says I use a fine tip permanent markers when I do shrinking and wonder if she's found if they work for you too. Have you ever used that?
I have not. I have not.
I have used permanent markers.
And then the color will intensify, so you got to keep that in mind. If you were to use a dark colored marker, it's going to probably be even darker once you
Okay.
shrink it. So just kind of keep that in mind that, when you're putting the color on there, if you really want a deep red, then put a whole lot of pigment on there. Don't press harder with your pencil, just keep shading to get more pigment onto the piece. But it will darken up. So.
And hi, Fawn, you're watching too. She says if you put your finished bits back in, and you can use a needle tool and a flat spatula to press it down. You can also shape it on glass, to get it like a shape that you like.
Oh, that's cool.
I don't know. I thought I mean, other people, what have you tried? What have you all tried that works for you that, put it in your comments. We got Hannah watching, Maggie was watching. Thanks so much for all of you joining us on Facebook. This video will also be recorded and it will be uploaded onto our public YouTube channel as well. And the different pattern and links and whatnot will also be on our archive page for easy access in our future. And we've also got the links in there for you to watch, and Julie Haymaker's site is in there. So we really we're so darn excited. This reminds me of like the Swedish painting on the, hope chests and things.
Oh yeah, you're right.
It reminds me of childhood.
Well, I'm Swedish versus it married the Norwegians. So, there's a lot of these little things around the
Yeah.
house like that are, very quaintly painted. And
I just meant, just
with the making of the
the
shrinky
making
dink,
of
yeah.
the shrinky dink.
We did it when we were young in the oven, and then
Yep.
Yay.
all right, how'd it work, Jan?
It took me a while.
And so let me add the spotlight. There you go. Oh,
There I am.
perfect.
Nice.
Yeah. Yeah, they're really sweet.
They're
That's
really
cool.
cute.
That was more fun. Yeah, my oven, I don't know, just the way it was heating, it took longer than I expected. So I actually took it out a couple of times. I was like, no, it's still kind of hard as rock. I didn't realize that after all this crazy stuff that it was just going to flatten itself out eventually.
Yep. So let me show you some things that I have made in the past with Shrinky Dinks.
Oh. Oh my
This-
goodness.
Wow.
Yeah, so this is
You can do a whole garden.
yeah, made with the wave mold. And then you have some made with dome molds. The leaves are kind of free form. You just have Julie's got some heat protective gloves. And so you can make them flat. And when they're still hot, you pick them up with the gloves on and you can twist them and turn them any way you want.
Oh, I
So
love those so much.
big leaves. And then you got this little one with a little more detail.
Gosh, they're so pretty.
Yeah, they're just a lot of fun. So here's let me show you the molds. So you
Oh,
would
neat.
Yeah, take your plastic,
Oh.
put it inside, shrink it, and then you just put the top on and press it down while it's hot. And then you can make your shape. So that's just a dome mold, and this is the wave mold.
Dang it, I know what I'm spending my money
Um,
this week.
That is so cool.
So here is the Ebony Loves Ivory bracelet,
Isn't that fun?
and it comes with all these doodads.
Oh,
And you just you shrink your plastic, make your little hearts, color them in, and then you can put your bracelet together. So this is it's really makes a little bit of noise, but I love it. And
I love
then
noise.
I made these little earrings out of a kit.
Oh my God, those are so cute
They're very pretty.
and so lightweight.
so
Yeah.
what's the shape of the beads on the bottom of that?
It's the
Like a
dome.
petal shape?
Yeah.
Wow.
And then this little girl, she hangs out with me in the car. She's a little mermaid.
Oh my gosh.
She has such a sweet little face, and she hangs on my rear view mirror. So
And she
cute.
wiggles while you drive down the road.
She
Look at that
does.
with her little wiggly tail.
Yeah. And then this is what I made the other day. That was a lot of fun.
Ooh, pretty.
So you can see that it's got several different layers. So you make 1, 2, 3 shaped pieces, and then you make 2 leaves, and then you put it all together, and it was just so much fun to do. So, yeah.
When did you start doing this?
During COVID,
Okay.
I saw it on Facebook, and I've done all kinds of crafts all my life, and I grew up in the country, and that's what happens when you grow up in the country. You gotta
Oh, I love that. I love that
find
pendant.
ways to occupy yourself, even if you're 8, 9 years old. And so I was off and running, and pencils were coming every day from from the UPS, and yeah, so it's been a lot of fun because you can really do a lot of this things with these components with bead embroidery and stacking them and throwing beads in the middle of them so you can create your pair of earrings. And yeah, it's just, I have more things that I have made, played around with, but I just didn't get them out. But yeah, tons of fun.
Mm.
So,
That is so cool. Oh my gosh. Any advice for people when they're just starting to get into this? Like, where should they start? You know,
Mhm.
like, don't attempt this first, attempt this first or something.
no, because it's just, it's so easy to do. You know, you got your flat shapes there, but then all you have is these molds, and they make the shape for you, you know. So I actually have never, the only problem I have ever encountered with Shrinkets was the fact that the glitter Shrinket, or the glitter plastic, hole closed in class one time because she shrunk it way too long. It was flat, and she just kept shrinking, kept shrinking. You have to stop. You got to
Mhm.
stop when it quits moving. And so yeah, that's the only thing I have ever had a problem with. So yeah, fun stuff. Just get you some pencils and have at it.
Oh,
So
that is so cool. So are you so then these kits are on for the bracelet and the brooch or things are on your site, or where can people
Julie
find
Haymaker,
more of you?
Julie Haymaker.
Yep,
This
we
is
put
all,
all those links in there.
yeah, she's got, and when you go out there and you look at her little findings, I don't know if you really kind of noticed. Let me switch my camera back. She's got such cool little findings.
Well, I love when it's all in one spot for you too. You know, I mean, it's
You can see these little sprockets,
oh yeah, okay.
and then you can see that tiny, tiny little sequin.
Yep. Oh
I
my
mean,
gosh.
she just has such neat little findings. And this little mermaid gal, she's got her little mermaid tail. And she has brass findings in here, another sequin, little donut beads, and little material, and
Oh my gosh.
yeah, just
She's so
adorable.
cute. Does she have a name?
No, I have not named her. I guess I should give her a name because normally I do name my pieces. So, but yeah. Lots of fun here, ladies.
Oh my gosh, this is so much fun.
These are gorgeous.
And
So,
it's instant
um,
gratification.
You want some of that
Vicki,
chicken and
if
rice?
people want to take other classes from you, where
Pizza.
would they find you?
Piece of pizza?
So I'm currently teaching for Bijou.
Peter, I'll just take a little bit
I
of,
do
um,
have an
cucumber.
Etsy site coming up on March 22nd.
See?
Let me switch my camera over here, and I'll show you live exactly what I'm going to be teaching.
You gotta go run
Okay.
Starfish pendant. Because I live in Georgia, I frequent the beach a lot. So I have a collection of beach jewelry. I got a mermaid, I got a sand dollar, I have just different ones, and I didn't have a starfish, so I made one. So it's peyote, and you make these little arms, and then you embellish them. So that's going to be Bijou Etsy site, March 22nd. And then April, what is that? April 24th, I believe. I think it's April 24th. We're going to be doing these blue jeans. I'm not sure what happened to my camera.
Oh, I can pull up the photo.
Oh, okay.
There we go.
Yeah, there they are. So we're gonna do beaded, it's called Beads and Blooms, blue jeans. So I'm actually having to, I made this pair after I designed it, I shipped it off to Bijou so that they could display it in the classroom. So now I'm trying to finish up a pair for myself that I can actually wear. So a lot of fun. So,
They are super fun. I love, have been beading, embroidering my jeans for decades, and I am so glad that it's coming back.
Oh, it's totally coming back. So Vicky's class is on Saturday, April 19th at starting at 11 a.m. and that is an in-person class. Vicky, are you going to be doing that on Zoom as well or just in person?
no, Zoom and in person.
Oh, great. Okay. I'll go ahead and change that actually on the Zoom because I think I have it just as in person. So, but she will be teaching it and you begin at 11 a.m. That's Eastern time. So it's both Zoom and if you wanted to go into the store and actually meet in person.
And I will tell you that what I did for a test run is I put my jeans in a laundry mesh bag. I washed them on delicate 5 times in a row so that they didn't have a break. It was just constant 5 times in a row. And I think my cycle's like 40 minutes on delicate, it might be a little bit longer. I pulled them out, I hung them to dry. I waited a couple days. I washed them another 5 times in a row on delicate over and over and over again. And I did not have one failure. So I was very pleased because, I was kind of expecting maybe a stone would fall out or something would tear, a fire line would break, but I didn't have any failures. So I'm confident they'll hold up. And there's some tricks and tips that I have for you in case you ever did have a stone break or fall out or whatever. We'll cover that in class. So yeah, fun stuff.
Oh, I love it. Thank you.
Super fun stuff. And I think it's just very inspiring too, because we all love different mixed media and something new and especially springy and
It's
Yeah.
what I found with those is it's fun to make them and then hang them with crystals outside just to catch the sun.
Oh, nice. That would be cool.
I also have a simplistic view of
yeah,
garden things.
right. Well, we're all awed by pretty colors, and so how
The
can you go
objects.
on? I love it. I love it. I love it. Thank you so much. And when you get done with your pieces, I hope that everybody posts pictures of what they make in the comments on Facebook so we can see more and more of these. And I really liked your necklace, how you had a whole bunch of them on there. And I think that I just imagine butterfly wings is what I was seeing.
Oh,
Wouldn't
yeah.
that be fun?
It would be.
Because I don't know, I'm obsessed with butterflies. So we all do what where our imagination goes, right?
That's right.
I love it. I love it. I love it.
Well, I
And
this
enjoyed
was
today,
fun.
ladies. It was fun. I enjoyed it. So I hope you had fun too.
Well, it was fun to do. I need to get upstairs now. You used like a silver marker to go around the edge. Is that what you were doing? I think I was at the oven when you were doing that.
Yeah, I just used a regular Sharpie.
Okay.
On another design on the little hearts bracelet, I actually used a black Sharpie, but I did stripes instead of coloring the whole thing in.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
just kind of played around.
Yeah, I want to get my silver Sharpie and do the edges, and then I'll make them into earrings.
Nice.
oh,
Great
that'll
fun.
be
Great
great.
fun, Vicki. I really enjoyed this.
Yay.
Good.
I
Well,
had never done the Shrinkets before, so this was fun for me.
I invited some of my beater friends over to do the Shrinket earrings. And my friend, that when we were done, she said, I really thought this wasn't going to be any fun, but I had a blast. So,
Could you do them in a
Nice.
toaster oven instead of an oven?
pardon?
Could you heat them in a toaster oven instead of an oven?
Oh, yeah, 350 is all you need.
Yeah.
Or get you a little heat gun, 350. watt heat gun and a little box from the Dollar Tree, and there you go.
Yeah, okay.
Cool. Oh my gosh. Well, thank you so much. Do anybody else have any questions? What's your question?
Have you found any media that you've used on the Shrinkets that hasn't worked?
No, but I have not, like I said before, I have not used any other pencils other than Prisma. And I have not done trying to write on the back of them. And that when on the shiny side, you need something that writes on glass. I haven't tried that. I've done stamps, I've done pastels, and I've done Prisma pencils, and I've never had any problem with any of those.
Great. Okay.
So
Well, there's hope for us yet, Shelley.
I know. Well, honestly, I tried painting one once and that was a disaster.
Yeah. Well,
Did
the
it
way she
peel
was
off?
talking, especially with the wax and the pencils, that makes a lot of
Yeah,
sense.
I tried acrylic paint and it did not work at all. And I tried watercolor paint thinking it would intensify the color,
But the heat,
but the heat and the watercolor
Yeah.
were not best friends.
that
Oh.
sounds like a toxic mess.
Well,
Oh, sorry.
and Jan, to answer your question, I've always used a toaster oven because then I could put it outside because the smell makes me stop breathing. So
But there's less of a smell with the heat gun, right?
yeah, I think there's
Well,
less smell.
And I was even thinking about, if we did this, at a group outing, one of our retreats or something easy to do. would be
Well,
if
Diane
you have a heat gun.
Fitzgerald had a flower pattern where she uses the gun, and the place we have, Twin City Bead Bazaar, wouldn't let her do it. It wasn't in their insurance policy to let her have the heat gun, so they wouldn't let her teach it there.
Oh,
Burn down the building.
But that was a community center school,
Right,
so I'm not sure.
but I think, some of our smaller retreats, this would be a fun thing to do.
Absolutely. I mean, or so when you come to Minnesota,
We'll have a
you're
party.
driving through, I know you're on the East Coast, so it's hard to come here in the cold. She's down in the warmth, and I
Yeah.
wish you a happy spring, early spring. And I wish everybody a happy spring. It is the 22nd today. And
A month.
I know we're almost there. Daylight savings time is in like 2 weeks. So we can't wait to see you at our next meeting. The 3rd, we have our Monday night, and that's by Zoom. And then the 8th is in person at the Edina Senior Center. And so join the Upper Midwest Bead Society, and we can have fun like this, more days in the month. So thank you for
Awesome.
joining. And you all have a great day.
Bye. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you.
The hand. There's the hand.
The hand.